Formal introduction, preface. Universal numbers group, AGT. The universal numbers group, UN group. AGT is presented as an inquiry into whether a selected body of solar eclipses reveals a deeper internal order than standard eclipse presentation ordinarily makes visible. At its foundation, the UN group AGT is not merely a chart of dates, not merely a zodiacal wheel, and not merely a numerical interpretation. It is a unified attempt to bring together eclipse timing, Saros relationships, duration convergence, zodiacal placement, wheel geometry, and formal digital root structure into one coherent model. According to the framework set out in the text file, the UN Group AG centers on a set of 39 solar eclipses arranged into 20 pairs through a special centered structure in which eclipse number 20 pairs with both O1A and O1B. These pairs are said to arise not from superficial resemblance, but from a more exact relation. Eclipses from different Saros series whose durations move in opposite directions and converge toward near equality, sometimes down to the exact minute. From this foundation, the model further claims that the same eclipses, when plotted by zodiacal position, form three clearly defined waves whose symmetry can be expressed visually on a wheel and numerically through connector totals and digital root relationships. The ambition of the UN Group AGT is therefore twofold. First, it seeks to show that a selected eclipse body may contain a real and testable internal structure in both time and position. Second, it proposes that this structure does not end with astronomical measurement, but continues into a formal numerical order expressed through the recurring motifs of 1, 2, 3, and 3, 6, 9. In the text file framing, these motifs are not treated merely as symbolic decoration. They are presented as consequences of measured wheel relationships, especially through the digital root operations defined for connector values. In this sense, the UN Group AGT stands at the meeting point of astronomy, geometry, and structured number relation. The UN Group AGT also distinguishes carefully between visual presentation and computational verification. The wheel document is treated as the visual synthesis of the model, while the source CSV files are designated as the proper basis for independent recomputation and audit. This distinction is essential to the spirit of the project. The UN Group AGT does not ask to be accepted merely because its visual symmetry is compelling. It presents itself as a model that should be tested through reproducible calculation. By recomputing durations, checking zodiacal positions, deriving half-degree wheel endpoints, measuring connector arcs, and verifying the digital root identities claimed by the wheel structure. What gives the UN Group AGT its distinctive character is that it proposes a form of eclipse order that is at once empirical and interpretive. On the empirical side, it relies on eclipse times, Saros identities, apparent tropical longitudes, and explicit geometric rules. On the interpretive side, it suggests that the recurring structures visible in those measurements may reflect a deeper pattern of harmony and organization. The text file openly invites attention to these symbolic and metaphysical aspects, but it does so on the assumption that the underlying timing and positional relations can first be checked on technical grounds. That layered design is central to the identity of the model. In this way, the UN Group AGT may be read as both a technical doctrine and an invitation. A doctrine because it asserts that the selected eclipse set is governed by a defined architecture of pairs, waves, positions, and number relations. An invitation because it asks whether a deeper order may be present in eclipse recurrence than has yet been fully recognized. Whether approached as astronomy, mathematical structure, symbolic geometry, or all three together, the UN Group AGT presents itself as a serious attempt to reveal an underlying coherence within a field of phenomena long regarded as periodic, but perhaps not yet fully understood in their patterned totality. The purpose of this work, then, is not only to describe the UN Group AGT, but to frame it properly, as a model that claims measurable structure, visible symmetry, and formal numerical relation within a selected eclipse architecture. It is a proposal that eclipse recurrence may be more than repetition. It may also be order,